I just got pulled over by the cops and they found a loaded gun in my car. Fortunately, it wasn't mine, so I got off. Isaiah Crowell, however, not so much luck. And I put him right up in there in the same damn category with Cameron Clear. Two incredibly talented idiot kids. Smokey is chilling on this hot ass
Lenny Simpson.
Summer day. He has a carport.
You know, I think 8-4 is what most people are kind of expecting. If you lose to NC State, that's one of those 8 that you're supposed to win. John Wilkerson.
NC State would get my vote as the most important game, even though it's not a conference game.
And I think getting past last season is hugely important.
You think?
I mean, but if you lay an egg in that game, I mean, I don't see how you can recover from that. Now,
oh, come on, damn.
Georgia couldn't recover if they lost to Boise last year, and Georgia recovered quite nicely. Thank you very much.
You got to give Next Kobe some credit last year. When Georgia lost, he didn't bail. He said, boys, we're going to win them all. I don't think he believed it, but at least he said it. He didn't do like Magnum. Everybody knows what Magnum did last year. No need to rehash all that. You know, even Tao was down on that team. So why, if by some act of God Tennessee loses to NC State this year, which is not going to happen, would people automatically cash in the season? Give me a friggin' break. Here's something else that agitates the shit out of me. This past Sunday, Bob Hodge, who is an outdoor editor for the Knoxville News Sentinel, they were looking over Tennessee's games this year. And one comment he made in reference to the Crimson Tide game, he said, just take your beating and go on. Well, what the hell kind of shit is that for a Tennessee fan to say? Sure, the Bubbas are going to be favored in that game. They're probably going to be favored in all but one game they play this year. But why in June do you have to automatically look at that game and say, take your beating and move on? That's horseshit. Let's talk about that game when we get to that week. We don't know what's going to happen to the Gumps. They could have the injuries that we had last year. Injuries affect a squad. And there's no way in hell that I would ever say, let's take our beating and move on in reference to Gumpabama or Florida or Georgia or any damn body. You just don't do that as a fan. What does that tell the players? That tells the players you guys aren't good enough. I say, fuck that. I say, Alabama, you're going to take your beating and move on. So Bob Hodge, what the hell, man? Florida, you're going to take your ass kicking this year and move on. NC State, you're first up on the docket. We're going to stomp a mud hole in your asses, and then you can move on. Georgia State, Panther Power, I don't care if there's 100,000 or 100 people in Neyland Stadium, you guys will be getting destroyed. Georgia, we're coming to Athens, and to steal a phrase, we're gonna put our foot all up in that ass, as Magnum would like to say. By the way, welcome back, Magnum. Good to see you back on here, spewing your Georgia hockey, as per usual. And you know us volunteer fans, we're gonna get on here and we're gonna do the same shit we've been doing for the last 4 years. I'm gonna hoop and holler and act like a grown-ass idiot and say, we're gonna kick your ass. And if we don't, I'll get on here Sunday and say, oops, I was wrong again. Time to pay up on another friggin' bet and eat some damn dog food, or dance like Britney Spears, or slow dance by my damn self, or some other retarded nonsensical stuff. But that's what you do as a fan. There's been plenty of games in my trash-talking circle time going into the game where I knew in my heart of hearts that Tennessee was probably not going to win. But I'm going to get on here and say, yo, South Carolina, you got lucky 2 years ago. You got lucky last year against us. This year, no such luck, cocks. That's enough for now. Plenty of smack talk to be talked later. Go Vols. Here's a little bit more of my fun while I was in North Carolina. So I'm out here wrapping up my final day in Raleigh. I was fortunate enough to meet some Wolfpack fans today and students. Even saw some more football players. Of course, they weren't allowed to talk about the game or weren't going to talk about the game. Smart decision on their part. I'd hate for them to end up looking silly after this is all over. I know this game is not nearly as big to any other Tennessee fans or Wolfpack fans as it is for me. But I lived over here for 13 years, and I had to listen to the Wolfpack fans all the time talk about how lucky Tennessee is that they don't play NC State because blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what, guys? Tennessee came over here and kicked your ass in basketball when I lived over here, and now we're going to whoop your ass in football. But fortunately for you Wolfpack fans, you will get used to it. Tennessee fans, on the other hand, refuse to get used to losing. All the sadness, all the sorrow, all the losing ends this year. Bank on it, TTC. Here they come every day like clockwork. What's these deer? I wanna rock and roll.